this company, is distinguished by its high quality, not only the products, but of how they test and how they bring these products to the market. So they're very trustworthy company. They work 26 years to build a brand that they know one bad message can destroy. So they're very, very careful of what they do and how they do it. So what they did is then they took ingredients such as this cordyceps, the vitality ingredients, and these are well known from historical studies that there is an effect, but we don't know what the effect is. And they gave these ingredients to mice. So we're looking at mice genes here, and these mice, and this is the gene expression of the mitochondria. So this is not the large, all of our genes. These are a small amount of genes found in mitochondria. And this is the gene expression profile of a young mouse. And to note here is the green and the red, and the green means there is not much going on. So these genes are there, but they're just there, they're not doing much. And red means that there's genes that are continually being used. This is called an expression profile. And I'm not going to explain how it goes, but so when you look at the young one, there's obviously a difference in how this is distributed, and when you look at the old one, it's pretty much reversed. So the same genes that were quiet are now active, and the ones that were active are now quiet. Yes. So as a scientist, when you're trained as a scientist, you see this and you have hypotheses. And a hypothesis, given this and given this, presuming that if I am an old entity and I make myself look like a young, maybe I will feel young, maybe I will be younger on a level, that I was, at a different age. And is this possible? So these vitality product, once given to an old mouse, yes, sure enough, not completely, but pretty much reverses the gene expression of the old entity expression to one that is much more like a younger one. And there is a very neat little video online, I don't know if you've seen it, of two mice.
Yes.
One mouse that is
sort of right one.
Genetically, identical. One is fed normal diet, one diet with vitality, and you see the difference. Go ahead, yes.
Yes, so according to the chart, why is it better to have low expression instead of high expression? Because if you're trying to make the red green.
So again, there is many. So each one of these blocks here is one gene. I don't know exactly which block is which protein that's being produced here, which message. But the point is that given that these are active when you're young and have a certain vitality, so you have a certain level of energy. So again, these are mitochondrial genes. Mitochondrial genes are responsible for our energy metabolism, the way we feel in terms of alertness, in terms of how much calories we burn. And if you can reverse, so as you get older, and you will know this, and others who are not that old, they will see sooner or later, your metabolism changes. You will burn less calories as you get older. Why is it? Because you're less active? Well, yes, but also because, again, your genes simply allow you to burn less calories. Well, why? There's an evolutionary pressure to do this because as you age, you don't want to burn energy, indiscriminately. You want to be very, in general, energy is the most valuable thing we have as a living entity. And as you get older, it becomes more and more valuable. So as you get older, you want to burn less and less energy. But in today's world, it makes no difference. Energy is in abundance for ourselves in terms of food. So it's okay for us to look or have a gene expression profile that is young, so we burn more calories. And this way, actually, we feel more vital. So I think if you do one more click, there will be no. Go back actually, then. No, go ahead. No, go all the way to where we were. There was a 92. There's a percent. Yeah. So again, 92% of the genes are reset to give a youthful expression pattern. so 92 in the back here.
Carlos,
And again, yeah,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Did you get this information from the Vitality Compendium?
Yeah, this is from Vitality. You can look up the scientific papers as well.
Yeah.
You can find the research.
My husband read the compendium. He didn't like it. So anyway.
You did not like the compendium?
Yeah, Vitality. 'Cause he said it was.
Oh,
Anyway, that's
okay.
another
Is
story.
your husband a scientist, a trained? Yeah.
He
Okay.
claimed he is. He's a physicist.
Okay. He claims yes. Okay. Spoken like a wife. Yes. So
I have two questions.
go ahead.
So one is because you're resetting the genes, right? From long-term perspective, would there be any long-term repercussions or side effects?
Okay.
That's
So we don't. So these are mouse studies.
Mhm.
The mouse live much longer. So in terms of the mice themselves, no long-term repercussions. In humans, what I can tell you is that cordyceps has been used for close to 600 years in humans, and in the historical use of cordyceps and pomegranate and ginseng, there has been no long-term adverse effects in their use.
Okay. Then my second question is all the ingredients we just talked about, you can find it pretty much in any Chinese herbal drugstore.
Yes,
right?
you can find them.
So why this bottle is so special in, I think it was Tony or
Well, it's the combination of them,
Formulation.
the formulation of them,
Okay.
and also quality again. Meaning you don't know. You may be going to, if I go to later slides, in this cordyceps, a kilogram of this is worth about $70,000 if you go to, San Francisco. Now, a kilogram is about two pounds. What in China, it's very scarce actually. You find in the Himalayas, and what people do, they stick sticks or lead into this mushroom to make it heavier.
Yeah.
So this causes lead impurities, which are toxic for you. So there's lots of stuff you don't want to have when you buy quote unquote the natural product, because people, this is a natural, this is grown in the laboratory, and this is grown in different conditions, but you can show that the same biochemical profile is the same as the natural product from the mountains.
My third,
Another argument I got.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, my major was biology, but I completely forgot about it.
no worries.
So how would you say these mice genes be the good proof that it will have the same effect as human
Oh,
genes?
They're essentially the same in humans.
They are the same
Yes.
essentially.
That's the thing, pretty much.
So you will expect to get a
Absolutely.
similar map on the human genes.
Yeah.
Carl, one question.
Go ahead.
This for the mitochondria.
Yes.
That means, assuming you got a better profile and you got more energy, is that related to the anti-aging on your, DNA in your
Yes.
nucleus? How you
So-
relate it?
Many processes necessary for reversing aging requires energy in our body. So there's
More energy.
molecules that are energy molecules, and the more you have of those, the more energy you have to do the jobs to help yourself age less or reverse the aging.
Okay.
So in that case, it helps.
sorry, one last question.
So I mean, I like to. I get to your question in a moment. I'd like to point out that importantly, and as a disclaimer, we are at the beginning of something that will go on for the next 50 to 100 years, that will change the future completely for anybody now and in the future, completely. But we're just starting. So many of the questions that we have, we don't really know, we don't understand, but they're going to be addressed for sure, and they are being addressed. So the question as to how does this help you with anti-aging? There are some answers that we have. We don't have all the answers. Will there be some? There's always some negative effects with everything. I mean, there's some medicines you take are good and bad for you. The benefits outweigh the detriments.
Yeah, I
You
have a
have-
question.
Go ahead, yeah.
I mean, how do you distinguish this from a medication that has to be FDA approved if it's going to be genetic expression differences you are inducing? I wonder how you are dealing with regulatory affairs with this.
Well, I'm not I'm just selling this. The homework that you're asking me about is I leave this to Nu Skin.
Right.
So Nu Skin has aligned itself with Pharmanex and with LifeGen Technologies, and they do all the regulatory processes. So this is not something that goes through without the highest form of, again, quality control. So believe you me, all the dots and all the T's, all the I's and all the T's are being dotted and crossed to make sure. I mean, I have friends, I mean, you're in the sciences. I have friends who are as experienced as I am with this, and sure, so this will have effects on your immune system. And the immune system is very tricky, yes. And for some people, you may not want to take this, given your immune situation.
Like cancer patients?
No, if you, for example, have an organ transplant. Yeah.
How about cancer
If you're immune suppressed, no, most likely you're fine. Most likely you're fine.
Cancer patients.
You know, I suffer from the fact that I know a little bit too much than the average, and I know many things that go on, but this is a longer story, so I'm happy to talk about it, but it takes much more time than we have here to go on. So
Okay,
just
you need to have,
yeah, one last slide and then we're done. We can just do one. So this was a test done on mice. This is a test done on humans, which is, I think, a terrific experiment. This is a cognitive experiment, meaning does this affect in any which way form the way we're able to think? Yes. And in this experiment, as human subject is from the scientist at NUSkin, are given a series of images. You sit down, you have a computer, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at some of the later images, you have to decide if the later images are the same or different from the first few images. And as you start doing this over time, you get to be better at this because you're training yourself to recognize what works. And here we have the 3 controls, meaning experiments that tell us, given I have something that tells me it works, which is a placebo, given something there is nothing in there, or given something that's a sort of a competitive compound, to what degree do they affect versus something that has the ingredient in it? And sure enough, the vitality is the only one, and this shift here is significant. It's better than 100% improvement of your mental activity. Yeah. So this is really phenomenal, in my opinion, that you get to be, again, your mental acuity is 100% improved by taking this part, and there's nothing else that does this. How does it work? We don't really know, but this is just saying it works. We don't know really how it works or why it works, but it shows that it works experimentally. Go ahead.
I have a question. On the previous slide,
Yeah.
you have this resetting the mitochondria by using Vitality.
Yeah.
Does Age-Log cream, the blue gel and all these transformations have the same effect?
No.
It's different?
They have effects on cell structure. So for our skin, the most important compounds are collagen. Yes. Collagen and also just general antioxidants in our skin. So antioxidants to prevent further damage, and collagen to give us sort of the plumpness, the fullness of the skin. Collagen are long, stringy things, and they are in our skin, and they sort of point outwards and they stretch things out. Over time, they get chopped up, and then they fall apart, and then you have wrinkles. Anyway, my time is up. So there are many more questions. I suppose I can address them privately. So.